Can you tell us a bit about this scooter?
Yes, of course. First of all, thank you for the option to give you here some small introduction to our scooters. My name is Clemens. I'm working for Suex now more than 10 years. I'm a cave diver and wreck diver, also more than 13 years already. So that's something about my person, and now I would like to walk through our units and all the different parts what we have here on our unit, and why Suex is so, let's say, outstanding in the DPV market, why we have these different components on our units. Let's start with the main switch here, because this is where you start your scooter. Our main switch here is based on a mechanical system, which is actually, when you switch it on or off, you are physically connecting or disconnecting the battery from the electronic. What does it mean? If you have a runaway, so the scooter does not stop, or you will storage your scooter, for example, as a cave diver, when you have a backup scooter behind you, so you absolutely not want that the scooter is switching himself on or the trigger or something else. So therefore we have this mechanical device where you have here 2.5 turns, and this is the system where it's, let's say, 99% totally proof that the scooter can't switch himself on. The next switch what we see here in our, I call this always our cockpit area, is the speed switch. So here you have a switch where you can choose the speed of the scooter. It's very important, especially when we are diving in a team. You need the same speed, but nobody have the same resistance in the water. So what you have to do as a diver, you should choose the right speed in the group. Therefore we have here the solution, and now we come to the third point, it's our trigger mechanism. So on the trigger part here, you can block the trigger just by your fingers, and then you do not have to hold anymore your finger here. With the left hand you can choose here the speed, as I told you, the infinity speed switch. And the second one, what is absolutely great and unique on the XK unit, is you have always a second switch to, I call it a kickdown. So you can have here the first speed is locked and the second one is always full speed. So very useful, especially on cave dives, when you have the speed for the team, but you want to go farther or you want to catch them up later, you always can go on the kickdown. When you reach them, you just go back to the cruising speed. Yep. The second thing here on the trigger is, came also from cave diving, when you have the scooter as a backup in your ass, let's say. Yeah. You not want to have any hook out there that maybe catch some line or anything else. Even when you transport the scooter in your car, in your bus, truck, whatever, this is a thing where you easily can crack or break the scooter handle here. Yep. So we have here invented this system where we can unlock the handle and can easily park the handle like this. So it's fantastic for the cave divers, where you have the backup scooter here. Also when you're transporting the scooter, it's super that the handle here, the trigger, is actually secured. Let's go further. Here we have our battery gauge. The battery gauge actually show you the state of charge of the battery in percent. So here we have 9 LEDs. We know the battery here has 100%. So 9 LEDs means you have the state of charge of the batteries between 90 and 100%. If there would be 8 LEDs, the state of charge is between 80 and 90%. And these data are based from the live data from the battery. So the battery is transmitting wireless the data out of the BMS system of our CPU directly here to the battery gauge. So you as a cave diver, especially cave diver, you see from outside during the dive actually the state of charge of a battery. So it gives you a fantastic feeling during the dive. Absolutely super that I know always where the state of charge of my battery is. Yep. The last switch what we have here on the unit is called our bypass switch, and this switch was also, or we invent this also from our experience from cave diving. Because we are using this, the XK1 is like a life support system for us in the caves. So you really want to be sure that the scooter is running or bring you out of the cave. And even when you completely crash your trigger here, or both sensors for the trigger, for example, will fail. Yeah. You have a super 1.4 kilowatt battery, but the scooter, you cannot go home because the trigger fail. So we invent here this called a bypass system. It's also based on mechanical device. And here you are disconnecting physically the main electronic, and you are physically connecting to a bypass electronic. And on the bypass electronic, it's just control the soft start, and you have a cruising speed, because you not want to run, in case of emergency, that scooter with over 100 meters per minute out of the cave. It's not really funny. So we had a reduced speed here, and then you are operating the scooter just by the main switch. So on, off, start, stop. That's everything what you can do here, because it's just an emergency switch. In case of any emergency, you can switch to this system. The last point what I want to show is our prop lock system. Came also from cave diving. Yep. And the prop lock system means you can easily underwater disattach the propeller here. So if you have some caves in a cave line for wreck diving, all the fisherman line, the fisherman net, I promise you, sooner or later when you're diving, I guess you also have the experience, you will catch a line somewhere. And then it's always a problem, because how you want to get the propeller off in the water. Yeah. You not have your tools with you, you have a lot of parts with you on the propeller. So Suex invent this propeller, which is actually just one piece, and it's easily to get the entanglement line out of the propeller, and you can attach the propeller again, just lock it here. Cluck, that was the automatically mechanically clutch, and the scooter is ready for the next dive. Now I would like to show you inside the scooter what we have here inside the battery, what is special on the battery, and all the other stuff. So here we have our central lock system, which is patented by Suex, and the central lock system have a very, very unique feature inside, and it's the sealing system just work in one direction. So from outside, the pressure, water, everything is sealed. But if the pressure inside the scooter would be higher than the pressure outside, for example, here on the land, if you have the scooter in your car during the summer, get very, very hot, or whatever problem of the battery, so if the pressure is inside higher than the pressure outside, this system is like a valve and open, so the pressure can go out of the scooter, and you not have the risk that the scooter will start to explode for himself. Here you see the lead himself. We are using just one very, very thick O-ring here. This O-ring is very durable, so you from customer side, you have just to check this O-ring. This is the only thing what you from customer side have to check here on the scooter. That's anything what you have to do. Here now you can see inside, here is the battery where you can see the display. 99% is the state of charge of the battery at the moment. The only thing what you have to do, daily operation, is after the dive you open here the connector, and here you plug your charger. Everything is automatically, the battery management system, it's an active battery management system. That means it's continuously, every second, balancing the cells. During the charge, during the discharge, during the storage, anytime, it's continuously balancing the cells. So from customer side, just open the lead, open the connector here, plug the charger, that's it. All right, now let's have a look inside the scooter. Therefore, we have to get the plate here out. It's just 2 screws what you unscrew here. Then you have here this water trap. we invent this water trap because there is always slightly water trapped here in the lead on the where the O-ring is. And to avoid that the water is after you open the scooter, to avoid that the water is going inside the scooter, we have here this water trap. So you as a customer know exactly when I open the scooter and I have here the water, it's just the water which was trapped in the nose and not you have a leaking scooter.
Yep.
So you have here the two white nuts to unscrew, and then you have here the nice red band and just slide out the battery. So let's bring the battery out. You have here the main connector from the battery. You just disconnect the battery, and here you see this is stainless steel, shock-proof battery, and that's 1.4 kilowatt. Here we have, as I told you beginning, where the battery gauge is, here are the transmitter, where we transmit the data wireless to the motor compartment and then to the battery gauge. So the data which you see outside are really the data what the battery have here calculated on the battery management system. Okay, so let's have a look inside the scooter. Now you can see inside the window, it's here on the top is the battery compartment, which is sealed to the motor compartment. So you have actually two kind of pressure tubes, because in the center of the scooter you have here the window, the shot. So you have the battery compartment is one pressure tube and the motor compartment is one pressure tube. And therefore, for example, what can be the reason how you can flood the scooter? So actually it's just here that O-ring. So if you as a customer do some failure here, you will flood the battery compartment, but for sure not the motor compartment.
Thank you very much. That was a very detailed introduction to the scooter. Hopefully, maybe in the future, we will have a deeper look into this as well.
I would very like to welcome you in Italy, and really looking forward. This year we have the option that you visit us in our factory in Italy, and then we can have really a very, very detailed look into the production and even in all the details of the scooter.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.